su trabajo duro, no quiere recibir nada como regalo. Es decir, niega recibir las posesiones, las cosas, como regalos. Bueno, es fuerte y creo que un poquito extraño lo que dice él. Sin embargo, creo que esta idea es cierto y tiene más sentido que pensamos al principio. Es decir, que como seres humanos no creemos y quizás también los regalos de Dios, los regalos de los demás, no queremos aceptarlos, recibirlos como dones. Bueno, ¿por qué? Bueno, en mi parecer, hay tres razones. A veces, recibir dones o regalos de los demás, y aún de Dios, pues nos hace sentir incómodos. Me siento incómodo pensando que alguien que me quiere tanto, y no hay nada que yo pueda hacer para devolver su amistad o su amor. Alguien me ama mucho y piensa en mí. La segunda razón, yo creo, es que por nuestro orgullo, nuestra soberbia. Es decir, pensamos que yo he trabajado para merecer estas cosas, estos dones en mi vida, entonces los merezco y no quiero nada que no he merecido. Y no he trabajado por eso, entonces no lo quiero. Y a veces por el orgullo, pues rechazamos los dones de los demás, especialmente el perdón. El perdón de los demás y el perdón de Dios también. Lo rechazamos pensando que no lo merezco. Y aún es cierto que no lo merecemos, sin embargo, Dios y los demás nos quieren darlo como don. Podemos recibirlo o rechazarlo, pero es don de Dios. Y finalmente, la tercera razón, creo que rechazamos los dones de Dios y los demás porque sentimos culpables de vez en cuando. Culpables que, no soy muy buena persona siempre, no he hecho nada para tener el perdón, el don de la familia, de mis amigos en mi vida. No soy tan buen amigo como ellos son para mí, no soy tan buen padre o madre como mis padres, no era muy buen hijo, no merezco estos buenos hijos que tengo, y nos sentimos culpables. Tengo cosas que los pobres no tienen, y nos sentimos culpables. Por la incomodidad, el orgullo y la culpa, a veces rechazamos los dones de Dios. Bueno, ¿qué podemos hacer para cambiar eso? Pues nada más para decirle gracias. Muchas gracias y nada más. No tenemos que disculparnos porque no podemos repagar a estas personas. Decimos gracias y utilizamos los dones también. Entonces, hoy día especialmente, pues le decimos gracias a Dios y a los demás y disfrutamos los dones de un día libre, la familia, la comida y los amigos. Joseph Pieper was a German philosopher in the 1950s, and he wrote the quote there, the inmost significance of the exaggerated value which is set upon hard work appears to be this. So he's saying, this is the problem with the significance that we give to hard work. Hard work in itself is good, however, here's the problem with that. It's that man seems to mistrust everything that is effortless. So if I don't work hard and it comes easy or it's given to me as a gift, then I mistrust it. He can only enjoy what he has acquired with toil and trouble. He refuses to have anything as a gift. It's a very strong statement, and maybe it seems kind of strange, but I think it's more common than we're aware of, because actually we'd be more thankful if we received and saw more things as gift and less as the reward of my toil, my trouble, and my work. In the gospel passage today, Jesus heals 10 lepers. 9 of them do not return, and we don't know why. Whether it's something that they presumed that they would receive from God, they felt they deserved it. I don't think they thought they worked for it, but maybe for whatever reason, none of those 9 returned to give thanks to God. Only 1 did. Maybe in some way they refused to see their healing as a gift, refused to have it as a gift. How can that be? How are some of the ways that you and I refuse to have things as gift? Because it sounds kind of strange. I think there's 3 ways, 3 things inside of us as human beings that impel us from time to time to refuse to have things as a gift. And the first is sometimes it makes us feel uncomfortable. We're uncomfortable with the love showered upon us by other people and by God. It makes us feel a little bit uneasy at times. The idea that, I have a hard time saying thank you, and that if you do accept a gift, then maybe I need to give something back in return. Or maybe I'm kind of counting, okay, you've given me 5 things, I've given you 3, so I owe you 2 more, whatever it might be, keeping track of the gifts that we're giving. Or making sure that you're not outdone in generosity. And I think sometimes what lies underneath that is that feeling of being uncomfortable and a little bit at unease. Gifts in general are signs that somebody cares about us, God and other people, and sometimes it makes us feel uncomfortable. Certainly, I guess it's possible that someone could try to buy our love and to shower us with gifts just to make us be their friend or whatever, and that's something to be avoided. However, sometimes I think we're uncomfortable in receiving gifts. It makes us feel a little bit at unease because of God's great love for us, or even because of the love of other people for us as well. And we don't know how to respond to that. We feel a little bit uncomfortable to just say thank you and to receive it. I think a second reason why we sometimes refuse to have anything as a gift is just simply because of our pride. Sometimes we're just too proud to receive things as a gift. Kind of like what Joseph Pieper is saying in the quote, I can only enjoy what I've worked for. I only trust what I've worked hard. And so if I haven't worked hard for it, and if I haven't saved for it, then I don't want it because I don't deserve it. And so I don't want to owe anybody anything. I don't want to be in debt to you. I don't want to think that you're giving me, patronizing me, or doing this out of giving me charity in some sense. I think in some ways we're just too proud to receive things as a gift because it humbles us in many ways. In reality, most of what you and I own are things that we've worked for, right? We have worked hard for the things that we have, and that's good. We should work hard in life, but not for everything. We haven't worked hard and deserved everything, and certainly not the biggest things in life. Things like life itself, like people that we love the most, our family and friends, like the faith that we have, forgiveness. None of those things are really ever something that we've worked for and earned. And so I can be too proud to accept gifts from God and for others, and especially for forgiveness, right? Especially for forgiveness. And so our attitude is almost sometimes to God and the people, thank you, but no thank you. I know you want to give me a gift, but I don't want it, I don't need it. That's okay. And I'm not going to take it from you. And I think sometimes that's really what we say to God, and even more so to others, but what we say to God, thank you for offering me that gift of forgiveness, Lord, but I don't deserve it. I didn't work for it. So you can keep it. I don't really need that gift from you. I don't want that gift from you. Then finally, I think the third thing that often keeps us from receiving things as gifts is our own feelings of guilt. Sometimes I think we feel guilty. Again, the things that I don't deserve these gifts, these are things that I didn't work for necessarily. They were given to me freely from other people, or I'm guilty that I have these things because there are so many poor people in the world and so many people in the world that don't have these things, whether they're good family and friends, my faith, or even the possessions in my life. If you feel guilty for having good things, for having nice things, for having people shower us with gifts. And the guilt keeps us or impels us to refuse to receive these things as gift and to see them as such. Maybe the attitude a little bit of, for example, Lord, I don't deserve these good people in my life. I don't deserve my good spouse. I don't deserve my great kids. I don't deserve my good friends. I don't deserve these nice things. Why? Well, because I'm not such a great and thoughtful spouse myself. Or I wasn't such a good child when I was young. Why should I have great kids? Or I'm not a very good friend to my friends. How come they're all so kind to me? Or I haven't done much to receive these things. How come I have these nice things in my life? And sometimes they creates in our hearts some kinds of feelings of guilt. And if you say, the irony is, if you say, well, I don't deserve these things, you're absolutely right? We don't deserve anybody's love, anybody's forgiveness. We don't deserve the great family and friends that we have and the things in our life. We don't deserve those things. We don't deserve any of that. And that's why they're called gifts, right? Because we haven't worked for them. That's why they're gifts. Somebody who loves us, God and others, wants to do something nice and kind for us, and so we should receive them as such. It's nothing that we've merited or deserved. God and others just want to give things to us. And so sometimes we refuse to have things as a gift because it makes us feel uncomfortable, because we're too proud, or because we feel guilty. And all those things are okay to some sense, but we need to overcome those little by little. It's not that guilt and uneasiness and pride need to go away completely necessarily. However, when it comes to God and others giving us gifts, showing their signs of love to us, those things need to pass away in time, the feelings that we have. And so what do we do? What's the remedy? How do we begin to accept things as gifts? How do we begin to have a grateful heart? Well, I think first is just by simply saying thank you. Thank you, God. Thank you, others. Don't need to explain it away like, you shouldn't have done that. That was real kind of you. Those are okay things to say, but not as an attitude of our heart. We say thank you, and it humbles us. Thank you. There's nothing I can do to repay you. I'm not going to try to repay you. I'm not going to try to outdo you in generosity. Thank you. Simply thank you for what you do for me. And there's nothing more I can say to make it even, nothing more I can do to make it even between us. I'm just simply grateful for what you shower upon me, Lord and my God, and other people as well. So we say thank you, humbly from the bottom of our hearts, and then we also use those gifts too, right? We use them as well. I think that pleases the one who gives us gifts, and it pleases God when we use the gifts that He gives to us. And so we understand the gift that is given, the affection and the feelings of love that are behind the gifts, and we use them. So maybe especially this day, we come before God just simply giving Him thanks. Maybe you thank the other people in your life that you see this day as well for all that they are for you and all that they do for you. But maybe especially today we're thankful. We say to the Lord humbly, we say thank you for our time off for today, for our family, for food, for friends, for all the enjoyment of this day and of this weekend. We give God praise, we give God thanks, receiving and choosing to receive all that He gives us as a gift.